Hello student. So what is JavaScript? So in the previous classes we have discussed and learned HTML and CSS. Now we are quite confident designing a complete website using the HTML and CSS. Now the questions come that what is JavaScript? Do we need to learn JavaScript? If so, then why? What is the use of JavaScript, right? So if we go with the simple definition, JavaScript is used by programmers across the world to create dynamic and interactive web applications, right? So whatever websites that we are accessing on the internet, most of those websites have JavaScript application code written in it. But why? For what purpose that has been used? We can simply design the websites using the HTML and CSS, right? But why do we need to write the code, JavaScript code? Let us see. JavaScript is a text-based programming language used on the client-side applications that allow us to make web pages interactive. Yes, we have got the answer. Sometimes it is required to make interactive web pages. What is interactive web pages? To keep the user busy, right? So the websites which you are going to design, that will be accessed by public, the normal user. So we have to keep the normal user busy so that they can interact with the web application, where HTML and CSS are languages that give structure and style to web pages. So we have learned that HTML and CSS, by using these two, we can give shape, style, color, structure to a web page, a complete web page, right? Now JavaScript gives web pages interactive element that engage a user, right? So with the HTML DOM, that is document object module, JavaScript can access and change all the elements of an HTML document. So what are the HTML documents, right? Do you know what are the HTML documents? Normally those web pages which we have designed or which you are going to design or which are available at the internet, all those are web pages. Those web pages contains elements. What are the elements? You must be knowing, you have learned the HTML classes, those HTML elements which are there in the document. So by using JavaScript we can manipulate those HTML element. By simply using the CSS we can also manipulate size, style, shape, color of those web pages, right? So using the JavaScript we can also do the same, but that in interactive mode we are going to discuss. So before we start the practical implementation, we will understand the DOM, because unless we understand the DOM, it will be difficult to understand that why we are actually going to use JavaScript, for what purpose we have to learn the JavaScript. So let us understand the DOM. So what is DOM? The document object model, right? It is in short known as DOM. That is the data representation of the object, right, that comprise of structure and content of the document on the web. Now what is JavaScript DOM used for? Why DOM is related to the JavaScript? That we are going to discuss with a diagram. Before that, let us just go through this definition. So the DOM defines a standard for accessing document. The document object module is a platform and language neutral interface that allows program and script to dynamically access and update the content, structure and style of the document. So DOM is nothing but all the structure that has been defined for the HTML element, and it provides a neutral language neutral, that is the language neutral interface, so that any script, any program can manipulate the elements of the DOM property, that is the HTML element can be manipulated using any language. So let us understand with this diagram. See, it is written Biswajit, right? So it is a text that we are going to access in a page. Now how can we access this written text? Only because the written text has been written using the h1 heading element. So what is h1 heading element? You must be knowing, it is a heading tag, right? So that h1 heading element is a element that is used inside a document to represent the text, that is Biswajit, right? Now we can manipulate the h1 element and we can access the Biswajit written text, and we can change the text also using the JavaScript. Now not only that particular text, Manish, that is another text that is also written by using another heading tag. And not only Manish, Rajesh is also another text which is also written by using the h1 heading tag. And where are these three h1 heading tag are kept? These three h1 heading tag are kept inside a div element. So try to understand the structure. Inside the div element there are three h1 heading tag, and in each of those h1 heading tag there are some written text: Rajesh, Manish and Biswajit. And not only one div, there are more than one div are there in that document. So another div is there in that document where we have a paragraph tag, and inside that paragraph tag something is written, say hello student, right? So where are these two divs? So there are two divs, right? Now where are these two divs are placed? These two divs are placed under the body. So inside body we have two div, right? In one div we have a paragraph tag, inside the paragraph tag we have the text, right? Written text. And inside the body we also have another div. Inside that div we have three h1 heading tag, and in each of those h1 heading tag there is a textual text doc or name, that is Rajesh, Manish and Biswajit. Now where this body are placed? So not just the body, also we can see head, title, and inside the title a name has been given, that is HTML DOM. HTML DOM is the written text, that is just the title text, right? So title is a tag. What kind of tag? Element tag, and that element has been placed inside the head element. So try to understand the structure of the DOM property. Head is an element, inside that element we have the title element, inside title we have the text, and we can manipulate the text. Now you can see we have body, inside the body we have the div element. Body is also HTML element, div is also HTML element, and inside div we have paragraph and h1 heading. So you can see this is a nested formation structure that we can see over here. Now you can see what is the root HTML element. HTML, that is the root tag, right? HTML, inside the HTML there are two parts. One is head part, other is body part. Under the head we have title, and inside the title a title name has been printed, HTML DOM, and other part is body. So inside body we have two div. In the first div we have the paragraph tag, inside the paragraph tag hello student, that is the text, and inside other div there is three heading tag. So you have understood the nested formation of the structure. Now you can understand, just to access say Biswajit or Manish, or you can say the hello student, we have to go through this structure and finally we can access that particular text. So this is the DOM property which I have explained to you. Now let us execute the practical so that we can understand that how we can change this thing by using JavaScript, right? Let us start. So the first thing I will do, so you can see something is written over here. Now it is written over here, you can see HTML root tag. Let me just increase the font size so that you can understand better. So you can see now I have increased the size of the font, HTML opening and closing tag, and we have head tag, right? Inside the head we have body, right? Very simple thing. And also inside head we have a title. Just below the head we have a body, not inside the head. So root element has head and body, right? Now we are going to use the JavaScript. So see, JavaScript is a language which we can interact in the browser and we can use inside the HTML body. So here I will write the script, script, right? Script. So script opening and script closing. So you can see what I have written, script opening and script closing. So here I will write document, document.write. What I have written, document.write. So I have just written document.write. So this particular JavaScript command will write something, right? Write something and show that in the body of the browser in this particular file. The file name is java first class .html, right? So something I will write inside this so that it can print. Here I will write my java first class. So this document.write is a Java command. This will print this text inside the body, right? So let me save the file. Now what I will do, I will open this in now Explorer so that I can access. So you can see my first class. So this has been written inside the body, right? Understood? Now let me again write the same here. In Notepad. So you can see what I have done. So I will now write here. See, now here under the script I will write prompt, prompt. I have just written prompt. Now what this prompt function will do, let us see what this prompt function will do. enter, enter, something, something. I have written enter something. Now I will delete this. So only one command I have written, prompt, and I have taken the first bracket. Inside the first bracket it is written prompt. See, enter something. So what the prompt function will do, that will ask the user, the prompt function will ask the user to enter something. So simply I have just written nothing more. I have just written prompt, and this is a message for the user, and right, prompt, and this is a message for the user, enter something. So this command is not only showing this message, and it will also accept some input from the user. So let me write something. I will write here hello student, right? Then I will click OK. So nothing will happen now. Now just see. So what this function has done, it has just asked the user to enter something. So using JavaScript I can interact with the user. So the application is actually interacting with the user. So I told you in the definition time that by using JavaScript you can make an application which will interact with the user, right? Now this is how the application is interacting with the user. See, now here I will write document, Document.Write, write, Document.Write. Now here I will write var, variable. We are taking a variable. What is variable? Let me show you that variable is a container. You can say a temporary memory container which will hold the data. As long as this program will be executing, till then it will hold the data, right? So the variable is a, right? So this is the syntax, right? And this is the user defined variable. It could be a, b, ram, sam, whatever you want, you can give the user defined variable name. But one thing you should remember, that user defined variable name which you are giving, that must not matches with any keyword. What is keyword? Keywords are the reserved word, right? You can't write here this is a keyword, because var, variable, is a keyword that has been reserved by whom? By JavaScript library. JavaScript has a library where there are number of keywords, those are reserved. So those keywords you can't use as a user defined variable. Here I cannot write var, because already the var as a keyword that has been reserved in a JavaScript library. Here I cannot write write. This cannot be the variable name. Why? Because Document.Write, this is a keyword that has been reserved, that has been kept reserved in the JavaScript library. Here I cannot write document, document, because document is also a keyword which has been kept as a reserved, right? So here I can write ram. Here ram is just a user defined name. It has not been saved anywhere as a keyword, right? I hope you have understood. You can't write here prompt, because it has been kept as a reserved, because this is a JavaScript command which is in use by the JavaScript library, right? So here I will use a can be a user defined variable, and this is the syntax. So if you write var a, that means this a will be recognized as a variable. This a will be recognized as a variable, right? If you write here a, then this a will be recognized as a variable. Now this a, or you can say a, will hold the data. So what this prompt command will do? This prompt command is asking the user to put some data. Now the user will put some data. That data will be stored inside this a. This a variable will store the data which will be given by the user, right? So this prompt command will be thrown by the JavaScript program. User will give some data. Now the data will be saved here in this a, right? Now what will happen? I will write a equal to Document.Write. No, not this. I will write here Document.Write. Here I will write a. Now that means what the Document.Write will do. So you know that Document.Write will show something, right? Whatever you are going to write inside this Document.Write, that will be printed in the body of the HTML page, right? So now what will happen? Let me show you. I have been asked, write something, enter something. Why? You can see enter something. This prompt function is working. Enter something, right? Now whatever I will enter, that will be saved in this a variable. So let me write here my name. BISWAJIT. I have written my name. Now if I click OK, now you can see it is written in the body Biswajit. Why? See, this prompt message asked the user to write something. So user has written something that was saved in this variable. I have taken variable A. In that variable it has been saved. Now the Document.Write function is writing that A. That means this variable data will be printed over here. Now what data has been stored over here? The data which was written by the user, right? I hope you have understood. Instead of A, if I write my name is, so I have written my name is Biswajit. That means this message will be printed. One thing you have noticed, that I have given double inverted comma, and inside the double inverted comma I have written my name is Biswajit. So whenever you are going to throw or write any text, not variable, any text which will be printed, right, then you have to write in this way, inside the double inverted comma. So let me execute. So this is a blank body. Here I will write BISWAJIT. So I have written Biswajit, but if I click OK, it is written my name is Biswajit. Why? Because this message will be printed inside the double inverted comma I have written. So if I remove the double inverted comma, now you will see that if I save the file, this will not work. Without double inverted comma, this command will not work. Let me show you. So there is a error. So when there will be error, JavaScript program will not run, right? Understood? So this you have to give double inverted comma, then only it will work. Now let me show you. Okay, so I have just written something. Okay, this has been printed. But now see, instead of this, if I write just A, why I have written a variable? When you are going to declare any variable, then you did not require to give double inverted comma. So that if you write like this, then what will happen? Let me show you. So I have written this thing over here. Now A has been printed. Why A has been printed? Because inside this double inverted comma I have written A. If I write simply A, that means I am going to print this variable. That means the value which will be stored inside this variable, that will be printed by this Document.Write Java command, right? Let me show you. So here I will write HELLOFRIEND. Now see, hello friend, that has been printed. Why? Because user has given the data, and the prompt function asks the user to give some data, and the user has given data hello friend, and that data has been stored inside this variable, and we can print this variable data by Document.Write. I hope you have understood this very simple thing. Now let me move on, right? So now see, enter number, right? Now I will copy and paste again. So what I have written over here? Variable A, I have taken two variables, variable A and variable B, and this function I have printed twice. Prompt, that means user will be asked repeatedly 2 times to give data. So if I write here enter first number, enter second number, so the when this function will operate, the user will give some data. The first time it will ask the user to give the first number, and that first number will be saved over here, right? And second time user will be asked again by the application to give second number, and that number will be saved here in this B. Now I will take another variable variable C. Now what is the value of variable C? Variable C will add A plus B. Variable C will simply add A plus C, and whatever will be the result of C, that means A plus B, that will be printed here. So this will be printed, the value of C will be printed over here. So let me check. Before I show you the execution, let me show you one thing. I have to tell you that will this work properly. Let me show you. I have to add another thing. So before I add that thing, let me execute the program, then I will explain. See, enter first number, so I will add 45. So 45, that is the first number. See, enter first number. I will click OK again. See, now I have been asked to add another number. The first number has been saved in the variable A. The second number which I will give, that will be saved in the variable B. So if I write here 55, now I will click here OK. See what has been printed over here. 45, the first number, and 55, that is the second number, right? Both the number has been printed, right? But the value of C that has been printed over here, it shows 4555. That means both the number has been printed one after another, right? One after another. So addition has not taken place. I will tell you why the addition has not taken place. I will tell you, and what you need to add further to perform the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. I will tell you. But before that, let me just add something over here. So if I write here like this, I will write the first number entered. The first number entered is, here I will write A. Okay, and the second number entered is B. So will this execute? Let me see. So you can see blank, that means the program is not executing. Why? Because here I have to add A. Why I have added A, I will tell you. So now you can see I have been asked to give the number. So if I write 10, again I have been asked to give the second number. See, enter second number, I will add again 100. So first time I have added 10, second time I have added 100. Okay, now you can see the first number entered is 10, the second number entered is 100, but it came in one line, right? If I had to get the next sentence in second line, then I need to add something more into this, right? So just let me show you that thing over here. So now first let me explain one thing to you, that why I have added this plus. This plus will not do addition. This plus will not do addition. This is concatenation. Concatenation means we can add more than one string and variable in this JavaScript language. So this is used to concatenation. See, this is a string. Inside the double inverted comma I have written, so this will be accepted as a string. Now I will also write this variable value, so that has been written separately, right? Now I have to print this string along with the value of the variable, so I have to concatenate these two. This variable value, this will be accepted as a string along with this. So to add these two things, this is concatenation that is used in JavaScript. Understand, right? So now I told you that these two sentences appeared in same line. What I want to do, I want to get this sentence down in next line. So what I will be doing over here, just see. There are two ways. If I write here plus, and if I write here in double quotation BR, so this BR will break line, and that has to be written inside this double quotation, right? That is double inverted comma, right? Now you can see after this line it will take a separate line and the second line will be printed. Just let me show you. Enter the first number 30, enter the second number 70. Now you can see the first number you have entered 30, the second number you have entered, that is 70. So I hope you have understood. Now let me move on. See now, instead of writing in this way, I could have written in other way. So if I write here document, Document.Write, write, and if I would have written like this br, instead of writing here, I could have also done the same thing in this way. So I will take another line. You can see another line here. Like this I have to write inside the opening and closing that bracket, that is called greater than or less than, right? So you can see this will also work in same way, right? First number and second number, see, right? Now if I had to do the addition, of A and B, and if I had to hold the value of the addition in C, and if I had to show that particular value of the addition, of the summation, how could I have done that? Let me show you. So what you have to do, that is called parse int, parse int, P-A-R-A-C, parse int. So let me explain this thing to you nicely. So here I will take var, another variable aa, equal to parse int a, right? Parse int a. Now parse int, this will be bb, b. So just try to understand. Another two variable I have taken, a and bb. So this a variable will hold the value of a, but this is a string, that will only hold character. If you give number also, it will be accepted as a character. That means this a holds the character value, but you know very well that to do the addition, subtraction, division or any mathematical calculation can only be executed on numeric value. Mathematical calculation can only be executed over the numerical values. So I have to convert the string value into the numerical values. So to do that, this command we have to use, parseInt. So you can see this is the string value which I have got here. So the user will give a number, that number will be accepted as a string. Now here this variable will hold the string value, and this parseInt method will convert the string value into the numeric value. Now this a variable will hold the numeric value. Previously when I have written 100 was accepted as a string value, but now this parseInt method will just convert the string value 100 to a numeric value 100. Now same will be done over here, right? Now both are in numeric value. So now this calculation can be done, a plus bb. Now both are numeric value. Now c will hold the summation of a plus bb. So let me show you. So you can see another line break I have taken, and I will write here the sum of two numbers. The sum of two numbers is, here I will write c, right? Now let me save the file. If I go and execute, let me see. Enter the first number. If I write 55, now enter the second number. If I write 45, previously when I have written 45 and 55, the c value has been printed one after another. Summation has not taken place. But now what I have done, I have converted the string value into the numeric value. So now see the sum of the two numbers that has been printed as 100. Now the summation has been executed properly. Why? Because this a holds the numeric value of a, that is this one. This bb holds the numeric value of b. So user will give the string value, that will be converted into numeric value, and we can do this sum. Now if I had to do the subtraction, it's very simple. Just go and do the subtraction. So just write minus, take another variable, let it be sum, let it be minus or sub subtraction, and you can just simply add other two. Just write here mul div, division. So this will be multiply, and this will be a simple division, right? So now here instead of c it will be sum, right? Now take some more line. The next line you may write the subtraction of two numbers is here you can write the multiplication of two numbers is mul, this is this mul, right? And here you can write the division of two numbers is div, right? Div. So this all sum, subtraction, multiplication, division you can write over here. So this will be printed. Let me show you the execution. See, enter the first number. So I will write, let's say 32. Enter the second number. Here I will write let's say 8. Now I will click OK. So see, the first number have entered 32, the second number I have entered 8. So the sum of two numbers, that is 32 plus 8, 40. The subtraction of two numbers, 24, 32 minus 8, 24. The multiplication of two numbers is 56, 32 into 8, that will be 56, and the division of two numbers, that will be 4, 32 divided by 8, 4. So I hope you have understood this very simplest program that I have discussed today with you in this first class. So in the next class I will move on further with this JavaScript functionalities, programs, some more programs, how we can manipulate some more things that will be discussed. So for today this much would be enough for you. You just go and execute whatever I have taught you today, and I will see you on the next class.